This is a warning. This video might upset those of you who absolutely love the law of attraction because I have a bit of a rant to do here, and the subject of the rant is a very famous law of attraction expert who is abusing their power of influence to perpetuate a lie about why sometimes we can't seem to manifest what we desire in our life. You do not want to miss this one, so stay tuned. Hey there, I am Lisa Engles Witter, and welcome to my channel where I help spiritual seekers just like you to harness the ancient wisdom of yoga to live an extraordinary life. The goal of my channel is really super simple. It's just to make it easier than ever before for anyone, including you, to find happiness and fulfillment in their everyday life by using what's already been passed down to us for millennia, as well as to dispel many popular myths, especially in New Age spirituality, which hold us back without our even knowing. So I'm going to hop into today's video in just a second, but first, one of the most fundamental principles that all Eastern spiritual traditions agree upon is the law of karma, and hidden in this principle is the secret to living a freer and fuller life. So that's why I have created an ebook called Karma Demystified, which you can download for free at www.karmic-warrior.com. The link is in the description below this video. This ebook is like a crash course on the law of karma. In it, you're going to learn what karma is, how karma is created, and how to clear your karma. And for those of you who are really into manifesting, which I think you are if you're watching this video, and you're into the law of attraction, then this ebook is going to be an eye-opener for you. So again, I put the link to that in this description below. And finally, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I put out new videos just like this one on a regular basis. So welcome once again. Thank you for joining me. And this isn't a typical type of video that I usually do. I don't usually do rant videos, but this one I just had to do. And I want to say, as I said in the intro, that this video is not for law of attraction believers. Those of you who are held on so tight to the belief that the law of attraction works, then that's for you. That's great. I used the law of attraction for 30 years myself, and I struggled with it. Discovered that it really doesn't work. So if you're not in that camp, that's totally fine. Blessings to you, and don't watch this video. This is for those of you who have been diligently using the law of attraction, but still struggling and wondering why the law of attraction works for you sometimes and other times it doesn't work. I've made a lot of videos about this topic, and I'll make sure that I put the links in the description below. But really, the reason why I'm doing this rant video is because a particular video popped up on my YouTube homepage as a suggested video last month, actually, and I'm just getting around to doing the rant right now, but I saved it because this was the epitome of an abuse of power of influence. And what I'm going to do is play the video for you. It's a 2-minute and 20-second video. So we'll just sit through that video together, and then I'm going to unpack everything that's wrong with the video. And all of you who are into the law of attraction will know who this person is as soon as we start the video. So let's go ahead and hop in.
Okay, from Slovenia. I've read The Greatest Secret. I have to say it helped me tremendously on my spiritual journey. I'm feeling really good. I'm trying to manifest something, but there's one thing that keeps repeating in my head. I've heard, and I also know people who without a doubt knew that they were going to manifest something, but in the end it didn't happen. One of my friends knew for certain that she was going to get a certain job, but at the end she didn't get it. In the book it says if you know that something is yours, it has to manifest. So why did these people not manifest their desires? Okay, the law of attraction, which governs our mind, never makes a mistake. Ever. It's a law, and it's infallible. So, for example, it's the same as the law of gravity. So imagine a sidewalk and people walking down a sidewalk. All of those people are being held to the sidewalk by the law of gravity. You don't see a couple of people just float off into the air and think, oh, the law of gravity stopped working for them. You know, they're just like floating off. There goes a few more, off they go. No, everybody, the law of gravity is holding everybody all of the time. And so it is the same for the law of attraction. The law of attraction just doesn't slip up. And so if it didn't manifest, even though the person thought they felt that they knew they were going to get it, The law of attraction did not receive it in that way. The law of attraction received that they didn't get it. It's just the way it is. So I think it helps a lot if somebody is, I was so sure. Then you get to examine the way that you felt. And because believe me, I experimented with everything. I would see that something didn't manifest, and then I would see something else manifested really easily. And so I would think back to what was the feeling that I had when that other thing manifested so easily. So it works. Law of attraction works every time. How? Just like it works every time.
All right, so let's unpack that video. Obviously, you now know that the famous law of attraction expert I was referring to is Rhonda Byrne, who's the producer and creator of The Secret. And it was that movie that made the law of attraction a worldwide phenomena within the matter of years. And now there's many law of attraction experts and law of attraction coaches. Now, here's the thing. If you watched that video and you are one of those people who have been trying to use law of attraction but been struggling to make it work, or have had these experiences of it works sometimes and other times it works, it's infuriating, right? I know, because I struggled to use the law of attraction for 30 years. Yeah, 30 years before I finally got my senses together. But here's the thing, is Rhonda Byrne is doing something that all of these law of attraction experts do. She is stating, as if it's a fact, that the law of attraction is an infallible law, and she's comparing it to the law of gravity, which is ridiculous, because if you looked in any science book or looked online for the law of attraction as a valid science, you would find nothing. In fact, you would just find pseudoscience for law of attraction, because here's the thing. The claim that your thoughts create your reality is a unfalsifiable claim. And in the world of science, you cannot make an unfalsifiable claim, because science is based on being able to directly observe the results of an experiment. And so what happens with the law of attraction is when you say your thoughts create your reality, you can't prove that that's true. You can't prove that that's not true. That's what an unfalsifiable claim is. And that's how, I don't think it's conscious and I don't think it's purposeful, but this is how law of attraction experts like Rhonda Byrne abuse their power of influence, because she's using her power of influence to press her agenda of the law of attraction, because of course she's the one that made the law of attraction popular, right? It's how she became famous. It's how she makes money. And she has to maintain the position that the law of attraction works, because if she doesn't, then she's a fraud, right? And then people would be mad. So she really has to stake her claim in this position that the law of attraction works. And she doesn't, if you noticed in that video, she doesn't even give an answer to the person of why the law of attraction. She's like, oh, it's just because you're not feeling it enough. What? No. We need to really beware of any teacher or person who's in a position of influence or authority and power who tells you because I said so or because the law says so. I mean, this is fundamentalism. The law of attraction and the law of attraction experts who are pushing it are fundamentalists. I know that sounds crazy because we think of like crazy fundamentalists as war, Al-Qaeda and these types of things. But no, fundamentalism happens all the time. Fundamentalism simply means that you're not giving any out. It's like, this is it and there's no other way of seeing it. And if you don't see it this way, then you're the one who's doing something wrong, right? No, that doesn't work. An ethical teacher, and I talked about this last month in my videos about how to choose a good teacher, so you can look at those videos too. A good ethical teacher, A good ethical leader, especially someone who puts himself in the position of being a spiritual teacher, like these law of attraction experts do, they're not going to gaslight you and say, oh, it's not working for you because you did it wrong. They're going to say, don't believe what I say. Discover if this is true for yourself by putting it into practice. And I will tell you, I've talked to so many people who have put the law of attraction into practice, and it gives mixed results. It's not a scientifically proven law. It just isn't. It's not even a spiritual law. It's an occult type of law. It's made up, you guys. So the sad truth is that the law of attraction rarely ever lives up to its promises. And so all of the law of attraction experts, all they can do is say that it's your fault. You're doing it wrong. You're not doing it the right way. You don't believe it enough. You're not doing it right. Whatever, this leads to those people who follow the law of attraction to gaslight themselves, to have feelings of being unworthy and undeserving and being in a constant state, and this is key, in a constant state of power loss. And if you're thinking that I'm a critic of the law of attraction because I haven't used it or I didn't do it hard enough, then you're wrong, because I used it for 30 years and I used different versions of the law of attraction for 30 years, and I was stuck in a state of power loss without even knowing it. And I'll put the link to my video on that in the description below, so I don't need to go deep into that story, but all I can say is I used the law of attraction or versions of the law of attraction for 30 years of my life, from the time I was about 15 years old, right, till the time I was 45, a long time. I'm now in my 50s. And so it took me a little while, maybe a little while longer than I would have liked to recognize that the law of attraction keeps you in a place of power loss. And when you're in that place of power loss because you're thinking that you're doing it wrong, there must be something wrong with you, you're not doing it right because you're not getting the results that you want, you go into this downward spiral and you continue to repeat the same patterns over and over again. And like I said before, Rhonda Byrne never really answers the question, why is it that I can't manifest what I desire? She just puts it back on the person and says, well, it's an infallible law, you just did it wrong. Right? So notice how this is victim blaming, victim shaming. This is an abuse of power. I don't think that Rhonda Byrne is doing that consciously. I don't think that she has that intention by any means. I really don't think she has the intention of victim blaming and victim shaming. I don't think she's that type of person. However, that's what she's doing. She's blaming the victim and she's saying, you didn't do it right. It's all on you. Right? Because the law of attraction always works. It's infallible. So let me now answer that question. Why is the real reason that you aren't manifesting what you desire? And this is what the law of attraction experts don't tell you at all. So here's the thing. Manifestation is the result of a very, very complex web of causes and conditions, many of which you have no control over. For instance, you can't control other people's actions. You can't control the natural forces of nature. You can't control the economics. You can't control a lot of things. You can't control the government, even though we all like to think that we have a say, which I do. I'm not an anti-government person at all. I vote. I do that to participate. But, there are things that we just have very little to no control over. So when you think about it, in order to create or manifest something in your life, you need the alignment of 4 things. And this is what those 4 things are. The first thing is you need the will to manifest. And the will to manifest means that there's this inner impulse that arises within you, this desire to create something or to have something, right? So you have to have the will. Without will, nothing happens. And ideally, that will is the divine will, not an egoic will, right? So first thing you need is will. Second thing you need is knowledge. You need the knowledge to put that will into action. So you have the will to create or to do something. You need to have the knowledge. Maybe you have to learn a skill. Maybe you have to, whatever it might be, whether it's a skill of, I need to learn the skill on how to do this particular thing, or I need the skill of how to connect and network with people, or I need the skill of marketing and sales. You get what I'm saying? You have to have some knowledge in order to implement, put that will or enact that will. And then the third thing that you need is action. Of course, you can have will, you can have knowledge, but if you don't put that will and knowledge into action, you're not going to manifest anything. So if you're just sitting on your hands, you're procrastinating, it's not going to manifest for you. So your actions will enact the will and the knowledge, right? And then finally, even if you have the will, even if you have the knowledge, even if you put things into action, people, you need one more thing. And that one more thing is the proper external conditions. And this is how karma works. We can will, we can have knowledge, we can have action, but if the proper conditions, external conditions are not in place, then none of that is going to manifest. It's just like planting a sunflower seed. If you've heard me say this before, it's always the analogy I give, right? The sunflower seed has everything contained within the seed in order to become this beautiful flower, right? It has the will, it has the knowledge, it has a little DNA in there that's going to manifest, and it will take action, but it needs proper external conditions. It needs sunlight, it needs water, it needs soil. If it doesn't have those three things, it's going to sit in your garage or in your whatever tool shed, your garden shed, just as a dormant seed, just sitting there, never turning into a sunflower. The same is true of what you want to manifest in life. If the proper external conditions aren't present, meaning that the right people aren't in place, it's not the right timing, it's not the right situation, well, that's going to be why things don't manifest. And unfortunately, you don't have total control over those external conditions. So people, this is why we don't manifest, even if we have a strong desire to manifest something. And this is why spiritual practice is so important, so we can let go, not be attached. But if you're not aware of all of these principles, you will fall into a place of powerlessness and power loss. And I don't want that for you. I really don't want that to happen to you. So that's why I made this video. I would love to hear your comments. What do you think? I'm hoping that it gives you a little bit of insight and I didn't just leave you hanging. Sometimes what I hate about rant videos is they just rant and they don't give a solution. Hopefully this gives you an answer and not just a rant. And please do be sure, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, to subscribe. I always put out more videos like this one. And very shortly, within the next month, I'm going to be having a very special event on how to reclaim your power, how to manifest what it is that you really desire in life by being in a place of power, not power loss. So that's going to be really exciting, but you'll need to follow me and maybe even be on my email list, and you can do that by downloading the Karma Demystified report ebook. That's what it is. It's an ebook. And the links are all below. So once again, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.